Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. Some big breaking news which is coming in from the Apex Court now. So the Supreme Court has refused to hear the victims' petition in the Upar tragedy case. The counsel for the CBI, Harish Salve, had mentioned Upar matter before three-judge bench and had requested to give them some more time to argue the case, as some aspects were not heard yesterday, and the court can do so under Article 142, which gives special powers to the Supreme Court. However, the Apex Court's bench instead suggested him to file a review. Let's go across to Sumit Nagpal, our legal editor, who will explain this more to us. It is going to be a massive setback to the victims and their families, isn't it?
In fact, the matter was mentioned by the CBI counsel, Mr. Harish Salve, who was a special counsel hired by CBI in Upar case, and it was mentioned before the court that the CBI was not given proper opportunity of being heard, and much time was needed to, in fact, advance the arguments on behalf of the CBI, and the CBI felt that it was not properly represented in the case, and that's why some more time should be given. And Harish Salve mentioned that the Supreme Court has got special powers under Article 142 of the Constitution, but the Supreme Court bench was in fact not inclined to give any relief as of now, and the Supreme Court clearly said that now when the judgment has already been delivered in this case, so the option before the CBI is that they should move a review petition in this case. So clearly when it comes to CBI, they will have to move a review petition, and we'll have to really see when it comes to the victims what their legal strategy is, because as far as victims are concerned, you would know that Neelam Krishnamurthy yesterday was extremely disappointed after the Supreme Court judgment.
Well, absolutely. Neelam Krishnamurthy had lost two of her children in the Upar tragedy. She has been very disappointed. So is that the next step, the fact that they already have mentioned that they are likely to move a review petition? And in that case, how soon can they move one?
See, in fact, the matter was today mentioned by the CBI and not by the victims as such. So we'll have to really see what is their legal strategy. They are being led by senior lawyer KTS Tulsi in this case. So we'll be getting to know about their legal strategy later on, but as of now, it is clear that Supreme Court is not going to, in fact, modify its order or, in fact, again give the opportunity to CBI to advance the arguments. And when it comes to the CBI's part, they will have to, in fact, move a review petition, and the deadline for moving a review petition is 1 month. So before the expiry of 30 days, review petitions will have to move by the CBI as well as the victims in this case. Only then these things shall be considered by the Supreme Court.
Any other legal options that the CBI may be looking into right now, Sumit?
See, in fact, this was one of the legal options which the CBI tried to explore today. In fact, it is very I would say it doesn't happen generally that after delivery of judgment, the CBI would request the court to consider their request under Article 142. So this was unprecedented, but the Supreme Court clearly said that if CBI has got any problems with the judgment, they should move a review petition.
So it seems more or less decisive, isn't it, Sumit? The Supreme Court seems to have given out its verdict, and it is likely to stand by it. Goes to show the kind of observations that the Supreme Court made as well.
See, in fact, when it comes to procedure, Supreme Court has stuck to the procedure, because what CBI was wanting was that some kind of a new thing should be done, like entertaining the petition under 142. This is quite unprecedented, which the CBI was asking in this case. So the proper and established procedure is that after the delivery of the judgment, one person has to move a review petition if there is a problem in the judgment. So clearly, when it comes to CBI, they will have to move a review petition within 30 days. And after that, all these factors, all these new facts which they are trying to mention before the court, that they were not given proper opportunity of being heard, all these things will be mentioned in the review petition, and the court will have to consider that.
You mentioned how Neelam Krishnamurthy yesterday said that a review petition is likely to be filed by the families of the victims. What really needs to ensure that a review petition is successful? If you can just take us through. Is there new evidence which needs to be tabled, which needs to be put forth before a judge for it to be considered seriously? And is that likely to happen in this case?
When it comes to review petitions, the general rule is that Supreme Court considers review petition if it is proved before the Supreme Court, or it is in fact prima facie established before the Supreme Court that there was a gross miscarriage of justice. And in case the CBI says that they had not been given proper opportunity of being heard, they had not been given proper opportunity to advance their arguments, only in that circumstance, the CBI will be in fact given an opportunity for the review petition, and you would know that in 80% of the cases, the review petitions are dismissed by the Supreme Court. So clearly, we'll have to really see how this matter proceeds, and CBI will have to really work hard to convince the
Sorry to interrupt you, Sumit. Do stay on with us. Neelam Katara is also joining us, an activist by herself. Ms. Katara, what do you make of it? Another last-ditch attempt was made by the CBI. However, the Supreme Court has declined permission to the CBI to rehear some of the arguments which they say they ran out of time for yesterday. Another setback they're coming in for the families of the victims?
No, the Honorable Supreme Court has every right to decide the correct process that should be undertaken. So if the CBI does feel that, then I see no harm in their filing for the review. I mean, there's no harm if they file for the review, because I'm sure they will get a fair hearing.
Right. Well, hopefully there is going to be justice at the end of it. Remember, the parents of those children who have lost their lives, Neelam Krishnamurthy has been at the forefront of it. She has been maintaining all along since the verdict came out yesterday that it was a wrong judgment. Here she is.
Definitely, this is a judgment which has sent a very wrong message to the society, that the rich and powerful people can go around killing ordinary people's children and get away by paying blood money. Is this the new trend that we are starting? So we have to stop this, because if we don't stop this now, we have to challenge this verdict. If we don't stop it now, it will set up a very wrong precedent. So let me get the copy of the order and we'll take our next course of action.
So one of the last legal options they do have is a review petition. With that, we are going to be slipping into a short break. Don't go anywhere.